Do you believe that President Trump still wants to own Greenland?
Unfortunately, I think the desire is the same. It's something we, of course, talk a lot about. And I would also add that I think the pressure on Greenland is totally unacceptable. We are talking about threats, but as you often say, Jens-Frederik, the people of Greenland have never been threatened before by anyone. So I think the pressure is unacceptable. I think we have been very clear from Greenland and Denmark, and by the way, from all of our allies, Canada and Europe and good friends in the US, that there are, of course, things that you cannot compromise on. Our basic values, the cornerstone, I mean, of our democracy is, of course, the respect of other states' sovereignty and territorial integrity, and, by the way, a people's right for self-determination. There's a very proud people living in Greenland. So there are things that we cannot compromise on, and that, by the way, we will not compromise on. But there are other things we can do together, and we have already been talking a lot about it. We have as many of you probably know, a defense agreement, the Kingdom of Denmark and US. We have had it since 1951. It gives a very, it's very easy for US to have a stronger footprint in Greenland. At some stage they had 17 bases and 10,000 soldiers. Now there's one base and 200, 230, 40-something people there. And I mean, we have always been a very reliable, strong partner for US. So if it's a question about home defense, if it's a question about common security, we will always like to work together with the US. So that is possible, but no. Everybody asks us, do we think it's over? No, we don't think it's over. We now have a working group. It's good. We will try to see if we can find a solution, and you can rely on us. You can trust us. We will do whatever we can. But of course, there are red lines that will not be crossed. And we will stick to our strategy.
Mr. Prime Minister?
Yeah, thanks. And I just want to add that I don't think it's an elephant in the room anymore. He's pretty transparent and has been for 14 months. And the pressure on the Greenlandic people, if I think about my people, we are so proud. We live in a harsh environment. We are resilient. We live in a land where nobody were able to live for many, many, many years. There's a reason why we are the ones left. And still, and there's a reason why it's us that has built that society up for many years. It's not an elephant in the room. But I also want to say, and I think this is very, very important, the pressure on us is unacceptable. We all know the story, but I don't think it's only about us. This is not only about Greenland. Imagine a NATO country acquiring, taking, threatening an ally. Where would the world stand if that happened? We would be a puzzle. We would be a puzzle in a big game. And what would prevent America, if they did that, USA and Russia and China, to split up the world in 3 big blocks if this was allowed? It's outrageous. And I don't think we can lower shoulders either. I think we have taken some steps in the right direction. Dialogue. Respectful and dialogue in a working group, so we don't communicate through the media, where we wake up to threats every morning and so what? Outrageous. But now we are speaking together more directly through the right channels. And now we have and I also want to state from the get-go, Mette said it a bit, in terms of the threats in our region and the threats from Russia and China, the paradox is the Greenlandic people has never felt threatened, and first time they felt unsafe for real when was an ally talked about acquiring them. buying them and so on. It's outrageous. But we are taking steps in the right direction, I think. I think the NATO Arctic insurance is Sentry is good, and I think the exercises in Arctic endurance were a step in the right direction too. And we all agree on we need to do more in our region in terms of security, and we have never disagreed on it. We also have a defense agreement from 1951 that's very good for both parties, right? If the argument is that there's not enough security, so yeah, that's where we stand. I needed to take that out.